Alright guys, we have another tag video. I was tagged in a video by Alex over at the Theknifeboxchannel. He came up with something that took me a few minutes to figure out what to pull out. The 5 knives that you use the most. And then I'm supposed to tag 5 people, but we'll get to that. I'll try to tag somebody with each knife I pull out. How about that? So, and these are in no particular order of most used, least used, whatever, right? These are just 5 knives of mine that are actually used and kind of my go-to user knives, if you will. So the first one is the Spyderco Delica. This particular one, and I have 2. Okay, this is my unboxing knife, generally speaking, although I use other knives to do unboxings. And this is my boxing knife. So every time I ship out a box, this one actually lives in the other room near the kitchen, which is right next to the garage, where I can get all the packaging supplies and all of the tape and all that good stuff. So this one is the one that gets used a lot, because I ship a lot of stuff. And this cuts all the tape as I tape up the boxes and cuts the labels and sticks the labels on and all that. So this one, Spyderco Delica, that I got from Nightjoy, this is a Nightjoy exclusive one, gets used a lot. This one gets used for unboxings, and I think I got this one from Nightjoy also. But anyway, we'll just leave one out for now. You get the idea. So I guess I'm going to tag somebody with each knife. So this goes to my buddy Mike, NAF Sergeant. You got to pay to play, man. So it's your turn. Boom. And then one of the other knives that gets used fairly often is my Kuby KB 237. Sometimes for unboxings, sometimes for cardboard. This one is a knife that I'll carry out depending on where I'm going, pretty much anywhere, because it's $40. If it gets lost, stolen, confiscated, whatever, I don't really care. But it's a great knife. Great user, great, just all around good knife. So we'll stick that off to the side. And for this one, we'll tag Alex over at Alex's Knives and Such, not the Alex that tagged me, because no tag backs, right? Isn't that how it goes when you're playing tag in elementary school? I digress. All right, one of the next knives that gets used a lot, like this one probably gets used the most of any of my knives. This tiny little Swiss Army knife. This is in my pocket all the time. This doesn't get rotated. This is always in my pocket when I leave the house. I grab my keys. I grab my wallet. My keys and this go in my right front pocket. My wallet goes in my left. My knife goes in my right. Like, this is always, always there. And one of the things that gets used the most is actually the scissors on this thing. It's great for everything. The little strings on your shirts, cutting off a tag from a piece of clothes, you name it. This one can cut it. And I have used the hell out of this Phillips screwdriver. I cannot tell you how many times a Phillips screwdriver comes in so handy out doing normal life stuff. So this one gets used a ton, and it's always, always, always carried. So I'm going to also tag John Through My Lens. He's got an amazing channel, and I'm going to link to all these channels down below, because I think you guys should go check them out also. They're high quality channels, lots of cool stuff, and John Through My Lens, his videography, I can't even compete. I won't even try. So that's this one. One of the next ones that gets carried a lot and gets used surprisingly. I think people will be shocked and call me a liar and say, no, you don't actually use that. But I do. This is Tabeg Bodega, the Dragon Lady. There's 20 of these ones made. I'm not the original owner, so some of these marks and scratches in the blade may or may not have come from me. This gets carried. This is like my dress knife, typically. If I'm going to a wedding, going to a job interview, not that I'm interviewing in case my boss sees this. But if I'm going to an interview or something like that, this is what gets carried. So you got some scratches here from my jeans. It's worn a lot. Now, a lot of this, again, I'm like the third owner, I think. But this gets carried a lot, and I have no problem pulling this one out and using it at any event I might be at. Again, it's not going to be hard outdoor crazy use, but it does get carried and it does get used. Okay, so my next tag is going to be my good friend Pete, a Therapeutic Edge. All right, so you're next. So we got, that's 4 of them, and I actually have 2 more people to tag. So we're going to get a bonus tag, but I might have a bonus knife. All right, one of my next knives is the Demco AD20. This particular one is the lime green G10 version. Was the first AD20 that I owned. I did a video on an earlier AD20, and then my buddy sent me this one, and we worked out a deal. I think I traded something for it. I don't remember exactly now. But this is the one I'll grab when I'm doing cardboard at the house, breaking down cardboard and stuff like that. I have used that a lot used this one a lot in that regard. So, yeah, the Demco AD20. So then if I'm gonna tag a Therapeutic Edge, I must tag the lovely Christina Women Carry Knives. Christine Women Carry Knives. Yeah, what 5 are you mostly using? And then I do have an honorable mention knife. Not an honorable mention tag person, it's just the way I wrote the names down. Is the Direware Solo V5. This gets used daily as my fidget knife at my office. Well, next desk over. I work from home, as most of you know if you watch my channel. Yeah, when I'm on conference calls or working, thinking, doing my day job, this is usually going to be in my left hand while I am working the computer with my right hand, because this works equally well for this right-handed guy in his left hand. So this gets a lot of fidgeting. So I figured it was a good honorable mention knife because it does get used daily. And then not an honorable mention, but another good friend of mine that I wanted to tag and make sure was included in this group is Professor EDC down in Mexico. Such a great friend of mine, and just a super all-around wonderful human being. So yeah, we need more people like him. So there you go, guys. 5+ knives that I actually use, and they get used often. And 6 great channels to go check out. Links below. And hopefully they'll get some videos out here soon as well with their 5 most used knives. Thanks for the great idea, Alex, at the Theknifebox channel. I will put a link to his channel down below also. So please go check him out. Thanks everyone for watching, and be sure to come back tomorrow.